Oh my gosh. Ken is on one today, let me tell you. This is our guest speaker for today. He's also our spiritual guide and director. Can I borrow it?
Yeah.
Welcome, Ken.
Woo! We're talking about living authentically today. This is who I am. I love to wear wigs. I wear shorts. Life is good. It's far too hot to continue. It was worth a laugh. It's over. All right. So we live with intention, right? That's how we do it at Science of Mind. I want love. You want love? Yeah. I want goodness. You want goodness? Everybody online, you want goodness? You want to feel good? I want to feel good. I feel good. You feel good? I want perfect health. You want perfect health? Let's have perfect health. I am perfectly healthy. I want prosperity. I want abundance. I want all the money that I need. And I have all the money that I need. And tomorrow, when I need more money, I'm going to have more money. Because you know what? I'm a magnet for money. I'm a magnet for what I need. I love it. Are you a magnet for what you need? You need that abundance? You want that abundance? Yeah. Yes. Life is good. Feeling good. So how we thank you, by the way. Thank you, Merritt. You know, one of the ways that we can live with intention and sort of get what we want is to exclaim what we want, but with some feeling, right? So we feel good because we know that we are all unique expressions of the one, right? We're not just a drop in the ocean, as Rumi says. We are the entire ocean in a drop. All that is God is right in here, right? So I'm not small. I'm huge. I'm big. I'm larger than life. I am capital L life. I want goodness. I'm going to have goodness. I feel good. You feel me? Yes. I'm fired up. So I want to say we're talking about living authentically, and I would love to give a round of applause to Dan Sharman, who comes in here. He comes in here, and he's our congregational singer, and he doesn't just sing the regular songs, which is okay to sing the regular songs, but he shares his culture with us. He knows that's different. He does not care. He loves it, and I love it. I think it's great. It's wonderful for us. It helps us to be authentic. It gives us an example of what it is to just live authentically, be who you are. You know, I think, and I have said this for the longest time, there is the number one thing in terms of having a spiritual journey is authenticity and honesty. You have got to be yourself. You have got to be honest with yourself. You have to be who you are. And here's an example of what I mean. The other day I was talking and I said, I just know I'm going to have trouble with this person. And my man Glenn said, don't do that to yourself. And I made some excuse, didn't I? I was like, well, I was just. But I went home and I thought, you know what? He's exactly right. Don't do that to yourself. Don't be telling yourself you're going to have a problem. But if I wasn't just authentically me, if I was too afraid to speak out and like, oh, I don't say things like that, I'm just authentically me, and Glenn is authentically Glenn, and his radar went boop, 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 boop. Don't do that to yourself. I love you. Don't do that to yourself. Don't set yourself up like that. I appreciate that, Glenn. I really do appreciate that. And while we're clapping for Glenn and Mary Lou, I also appreciate that while Bill and Marianne Okel were out, they took over and were cooking food on fourth Sundays for us. Thank you very much, because they cook food for us on fifth Sundays too. So when it was 5 weeks and a month, they were, preparing food and bringing it to us two weeks in a row, which, these days an egg costs $55. So, it's that's a lesson in knowing that they're abundant as well, and we appreciate that. It's awesome. Aristotle says knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And then Oscar Wilde says, be yourself because everyone else is taken. And that's funny, but it's true, right? We are each unique expressions of the one. And, this is, so I tell you that throughout the week when I'm thinking of my talk, I end up seeing things in life that I think, oh, I'm going to use that. And, thank you, Spirit. And this week, something came up and I was like, Spirit, that is the most heavy-handed thing I have ever heard, but I am going to use it. So David has got this little bit that he's been doing with me, and he'll say, Dad, what if the whole world was painted green? And then I'll say, well, then the birds would be landing on our house thinking it was a tree, and they would hurt their butts on the shingles. And he, ha, 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 because I said butts. And what if the whole world was painted white? And then I say, well, then you would pick up what you thought was snow and throw it at someone, but it would actually be dog poop. And he, poop. And then he said, what if the world was painted rainbow colored? And I said, oh, that's perfect, David, because then there would be different colors and we would be able to tell things apart. And then it hit me, oh, that's a good example. And then I was like, Spirit, that is the most heavy-handed thing I've ever heard. That's incredible. But what if the world was painted rainbow colored? What if we had diversity? That's what makes the world beautiful, right? If I was looking out at this enormous crowd, thank you, and you all looked exactly the same haircuts, all that, same, I would just, that's okay, all right. We don't want to look like an army marching in formation. We want to look like a crowd, a diverse crowd of people dancing, right? We want to be the magnificence that God is. We want to look out at even if you look out at a forest and it's all the same kind of trees, every single tree looks different. They say that when it snows, and I come from Michigan, I also live in Fraser Park, and occasionally we'll get like 3 feet of snow up there. They say that no two snowflakes look alike, which is incredible. And then you have to think, what was the sample size, right? When the guy was like, or the gal was like, I am going to take a look at every snowflake. How many did they have to look at before it was like, all right, 62,000 snowflakes and there's not two that are alike. We're just going to say that there's no two alike. Anyway, but have you seen these pictures coming out of the Hubble telescope where they show, there's a picture online and it's just dot, 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 with little lights. And you say, look at all those stars. And then somebody who knows something says, those aren't stars. Every little light is a galaxy full of stars. You're like, wow, that's a lot of galaxies. That's a lot of stars. And they're like, yeah. And that's like 1/1000th of a fingernail size of what space is. And you're like, the number of stars and planets, uncountable. So maybe there are no two snowflakes that look alike, That means there's no two people who are alike. So when we're saying to ourselves, I don't want to wear that. I'm not going to wear shorts. That's not what people do. Ministers get up and they wear pants and they have a button-up shirt and they wear a tie. I remember Reverend Gregory joking about it. I got my tie on. He's a sharp guy. Looks good in a tie. Doesn't sweat as much as I do, and I think that's, try and give myself that. But I'm going to wear shorts and use the fact that I'm talking about authenticity as an excuse to wear shorts. I'll find another excuse for, it coming weeks. You'll see. We should be who we are and express the awesomeness and the diversity that is the one, and bring to this world that flavor, that color, that excitement, that difference that is awesome. And we all work together, and we're all a little piece of the puzzle, right? Instead of saying, well, I don't know, I really feel like doing this. I feel like cutting my hair like that, but I'm not. People don't do that where I work. I probably shouldn't do that. I feel like wearing these clothes, but I don't know. I probably shouldn't do that. someone my age doesn't do those sorts of things. I really want to go to this event, but no one's going to be there that's my age. Go and do it. Go and do it. Wear it. Sing it out. Be yourselves. Have fun. Enjoy this. This universe is 13.8 billion years old, and we get this little amount of time to be here. Maybe we get to come back again. I don't know. But it's, sorry? Oh, so we have confirmation, all right? And Kenneth says we do come back, so fair enough. So never mind. Never mind. No. Take advantage of this time that you have and be whatever you want to be, and know that at least right here at CSL Bakersfield, we love you. We don't discriminate against you. We just wrap you up and say, we love it. We love it. Let it fly.